Welcome to Simply Learn's SQL training course. Let us begin with the course introduction. Let us understand about SQL. SQL, or Structured Query Language, is a language that is designed for organizing data from a relational database. To understand SQL better, we will be using MySQL, which is currently the most popular open-source relational database management system. Let's look at the leading factors behind SQL's high demand and popularity in the industry. SQL is the most mainstream language that is used to access databases because it can work with any database. The databases with which you interface are programs that enable clients to store and manage information in a logical manner. According to ANSI, American National Standards Institute, it is the standard language for relational database management systems. SQL statements are used to perform tasks such as update data on a database or retrieve data from a database. SQL has a wide range of applications in the industry. In this specific course, we will cover the aspects of SQL which are required for data analysis. Now, let us understand about MySQL. MySQL is an open-source relational database management system used for developing dynamic and robust server-side or web-based software applications. It supports a variety of operating systems such as Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, and programming languages such as C, C++, Java, and Python. Oracle owns and supports MySQL, which is used by many companies. Although MySQL is open-source software, Oracle sells a commercially licensed version with premium support. Let us now look at the importance of MySQL. The following are the important components of MySQL. The first one is data security. It employs strong data security layers to keep sensitive data safe from unauthorized access. The second is on-demand scalability. It is scalable to facilitate the administration of deeply embedded apps with a reduced footprint. The third is high performance. It is significantly faster in terms of performance, and users still have access to all the features. And finally, the fourth is reduced total cost of ownership. By moving the existing database to MySQL, considerable cost can be saved as it is free and pre-installed on most hosting servers. There are no prerequisites for this course. Anyone who wants to explore the SQL concepts can take this course. Anyone who aspires to be a data analyst and wants to use their knowledge and skills effectively in the field of analytics can take up this course. Other learners include programmers, software developers, program managers, and learning enthusiasts. For instance, an associate programmer who recently graduated as an engineer decides to pursue a career in the data science field. After completing this course, he will be qualified to work as a data analyst, SQL developer, database administrator, or BI administrator. The demand for SQL is rapidly increasing in various data science fields. In the future, it is expected that this demand will continue to grow significantly. Today, many companies around the globe are hiring data analysts. A few notable names include Barclays, Amazon, Oracle, Facebook, Google, PayPal, Microsoft, and IBM. Let us now look at the course features of SQL training. SQL training has a self-learning approach. It is a combination of self-paced learning content and hands-on exercises to ensure practical and industry-aligned learning. The self-paced learning content includes the necessary theoretical concepts of SQL, case studies that demonstrate the importance of various topics, integrated labs to practically understand the concepts with hands-on practice, and projects to apply the concept in real-world problems to create an optimal learning experience. The course includes the following lessons. They are: Course Introduction, Introduction to SQL, Database Normalization and ER Modeling, MySQL installation and setup, Working with database and tables, Working with operators, constraints, and data types, Functions in MySQL. Subqueries, operators, and derived tables in SQL. Window functions in SQL. Working with views. Stored procedures and triggers. Performance optimization and best practices in SQL. Moving on, let us now look at the course outcomes. This course will help you learn the basics of a database, SQL, and database normalization techniques. Use data analysis techniques such as querying, filtering, sorting, and grouping. Work with constraints and various data types supported in MySQL. Use subqueries, operators, and derived tables to work with advanced operators. Learn how to manipulate view and work with stored procedures and triggers, and know about execution plans, common table expressions, and best practices used. Let us now look at the course components provided to the learner. Ebooks, the downloadable PDF files that can be used as quick reference guides. Assisted practices, the practices that help you develop skills and make you an asset to any organization. Assessments, the questions that measure the knowledge you gained. Projects, assignments that help you to develop your SQL skills by solving real-life, industry-based problems. Let us get started. This lesson will introduce you to MySQL. Michael works in a multinational organization as a software developer. The organization's stakeholders have asked him to recommend a tool in order to analyze the company's database. Michael has MySQL in his mind as the better fit, but he needs to convince his colleagues as well as managers to accept the tool. He needs to explain them the database and its types. Differentiate between DBMS and RDBMS systems. He also must analyze and list the applications of MySQL to his coworkers. Finally, he will explain the various features of table and views. In this time, let's dive right in. Let us begin by learning the basics of MySQL. First, we need to understand what data is. Data is in a computer network. In order to form a distributed learning the basics of MySQL. First, we need to understand what data is. Data can be facts, numbers, text, and bits or bytes of information. Data is structured in a specific way and stored for a particular purpose. After knowing what data is, we shall now move on to learning what a database is. A database can be defined as a structured collection of data that is generally stored in a computer, so that it can be accessed, managed, and updated easily. Databases are often created using formal design and modeling approaches, and they are typically managed using Database Management System (DBMS). The data, along with the DBMS and any associated applications, is referred to as a database system or a database. There are 5 common database types in MySQL. They are 1. Relational database. 2. NoSQL database. 3. Graph database. 4. Centralized database. And 5. Distributed database. We are going to learn about each type of database, starting with relational database. A relational database can be defined as a collection of data objects that are linked together by predefined relationships. It is structured into tables, where the rows are records with a unique ID in each row called the key. Examples of relational databases are Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL, and MySQL. Next, we will move on to NoSQL database. NoSQL databases are non-tabular databases that store data in JSON documents instead of relational tables. They are classified into several categories based on their data model, such as document, key value, wide column, and graph databases. NoSQL databases are designed to be flexible, scalable, and capable of responding rapidly to the data management requirements of modern businesses. Examples of NoSQL databases are MongoDB, Amazon DynamoDB, and Apache HBase. Let us learn about the Graph database. The Graph database, GDB, is a database that uses graphical structures to describe and store data for semantic queries, along with nodes, edges, and attributes. An edge contains a start node and an end node, a type, and a direction, and it may also be used to describe parent-child relationships, actions, and ownership. Examples of graph databases are Cambridge Semantics, Neo4j, and MarkLogic. Next, we will move on to centralized database. A centralized database is stored, located, changed, and maintained in a single location, such as a mainframe computer. It is frequently accessed via an internet connection, such as a LAN or WAN. Examples of centralized databases are SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server, and MySQL. Finally, let us find out what a distributed database is. A distributed database, DDB, is a unified collection of several linked databases that are physically dispersed across multiple locations in a computer network. In order to form a distributed database system, DDBS, the files must be structured, logically interconnected, and physically distributed over several sites. Examples of distributed databases are Ghost Database, Amazon Simple Database, and Apache HBase Database. Now, we are going to get introduced to the database management system. Let's dive right in. Let us have a look at